Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Let's Play of Nancy Drew. This time we have Secrets Can Kill. And just to clarify, it's the original one. So I'm happy to say that I finally managed to finish this game. It took a while for me to figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong, but thankfully, I figured it out. Also, I have to start this over because the music was too loud, plus, I can barely hear my commentary. And I don't know if that is a mistake error when it comes to my previous Let's Plays of Nancy Drew. Okay, it appears that my Let's Play of the Haunted Mansion sounds better. I can hear my voice. So, I gotta check to make sure. I also gotta check the other videos that's going to be premiered this April, and then coming to May moving forward. Which, by the way, I am recording this on an April, but by the time this video gets premiered on May, it's going to be on May, regardless of certain things that you do not understand. Which is why why are you recording on April, but the premiere of this video on YouTube is on May? Well, I like to make my schedule a little bit even out. Technically have a lot of space, breathing room for more video content and all that stuff. It's kind of complicated to explain. But, let's not ramble any further and let's get to the game. And I'm going to be playing as Junior Detective mainly because it's something that I'm well known playing at. Not playing at, but this is the only difficulty that I'm aware, and not aware, but let's just say I play the most because at least I know what I'm doing. So here we go.
Dear Dad, who would have dreamed taking a semester off to visit Aunt Eloise in Florida would result in another case? Seems a student was murdered at the high school last night, and Daryl Gray, the student council president, found the body. When Aunt Eloise heard, she rushed me right over and introduced me to the principal. He asked if I would try to find out who did it and why. So it's undercover I go. My only contact is Daryl, so I'm off to solve a murder. I'm calling this case Secrets Can Kill. Love, Nancy.
Alright. You probably could not hear the music because I turned it down. Alright, so if you look at this drawer here, there is a phone card, but we're not going to be taking that with us. When you read this letter, it was from Aunt Eloise, and she told us about the school computer and, of course, the safe for the code. Well, actually, the code for the safe. So here's the solution. There we go. We're going to take this key because this key will be for the school, and then we're going to solve our first puzzle for this game. This one is a sliding puzzle, and it's a little bit trickier than, it's a little bit trickier. Alrighty then. We're almost done here. This puzzle is a bit easier, but when I try to play it, it just takes a little bit longer. So this is the login name, Eloise, and the password is Wise Elder. So we gotta remember that. Alright, so let's go ahead and put these back. And there's also a remote control. There's also a remote control in this drawer here, but we're not going to take that right now. Instead, we're just going to go ahead and move forward. And if you check out this book, these green letters that were capitalized and is in green color, it spells Mitch. Who is Mitch? Well, you're about to find out later on in this Let's Play. And not only that, there's also, in one of these books right here, there's also a key which can only lead you to a chest where you can get a coin, which we're not going to do that right now. So we're going to go ahead and head to Maxine's Diner. If you check out these menu items right here, it spells soup ladle bolt cutter. And most of the letters, as you can see, the S is in red, while the others are in white. Interesting. And then, if you check out this menu, the letters that are in red, it spells like danger, while the letters in purple or blue, it spells sabotage. Next thing that I want to show you is this jukebox right here. It's nothing too important, but it's just some scribble letters. As you can see right here, this one's supposed to spell Nancy Drew, but it's on backwards. This is a pinball machine, but I can't use it right now because I need a coin. And last but not least, we have these numbers right here, which you probably wonder, is it important? I'm not sure, but let's talk to Daryl.
You look like you're going to make an excellent addition to Paseo Del Mar High School student body. I'm Daryl Gray, Renaissance man, short order cook, student council president, and professional escort to pretty new students.
Do you really think so?
Definitely. You're amazing. You've got a mysterious quality I find very intriguing.
Really?
Mysterious?
You seem different from the other girls. I think I'm going to enjoy being your contact. I'm here to help. If the police trust me, so can you.
Okay.
Daryl, you should know I'm involved with someone. I've been seeing him for a while. His name is Ned.
That's cool. I always like to check out my options. Isn't Ned worried about you?
Don't be mocking Ned.
Worried?
If I were Ned, I'd be worried about leaving an attractive girl like you alone with a murderer on the loose.
Well, who was murdered?
A student named Jake Rogers. When I found him, it looked like someone had pushed him face first down a flight of stairs. It was nasty.
Face first?
It looked like it to me. One of the police officers said Jake either fell down the stairs on his face or someone beat him up first.
Tell me about Jake.
He wasn't exactly a friend. He came by the diner a few times. Nancy, I hate to leave such a beautiful detective, but I've got a hot grill waiting for me. See you later, okay?
Okay, thanks, Daryl. Alright, so next thing that we need to do is that we need to head to school. And here's the school right here. And they bring this music like da 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 da, like something scary's happened, but you know. That's not how this works. Okay, so we need to go back because what we need to do is we need to talk to them. First off, we gotta talk to Connie.
Hi, I'm Connie. You're not from around here, are you? Usually Paseo Del Mar High is really quiet and boring. Today, it's totally out of control.
Is it that obvious?
It's a small school. Nothing ever happens here. A new student is big news.
I can't believe you even noticed me with all the excitement on campus today.
We girls have to stick together. There are a lot of wolves walking around campus.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't want to waste your time with any of the guys at this school. They're pretty lame.
Are all the guys lame?
There are a few who are cool. Jake Rogers was not one of them.
Uh-oh. It looks like we're going to learn a little bit more about Jake Rogers. Especially with other suspects or characters that are coming in our way. Excuse me. You'll see.
I take it Jake wasn't very popular.
I avoided him whenever I could.
Well, what made him such a sleaze?
Jake was rude, self-centered, dishonest, and greedy. I gotta go now. Later.
We can also read the magazines and stuff. Well, there's not much to it. We could also talk to Bess and George, but unfortunately, they don't have much to say except giving you hints. In my opinion, in this first game, they're completely useless. Sorry to say that. Anyways, let's talk to this guy.
A new face. Hi, my name's Hal. You sure arrived on a day with a lot of activity.
Activity?
A murder was committed here last night. Everyone is very stressed out.
A murder?
Yes, a murder was committed here last night. It's frightening.
Wow, well, who was murdered?
Jake Rogers, a student here at Paseo Del Mar High. It's really intense.
Did you know him?
Not really, only by reputation.
Uh-oh.
What reputation?
I feel uncomfortable speaking about this now. Please, excuse me. I'm behind in my studies and I must get back to the library. Bye, Nancy.
Bye, Hal. We're going to discuss this later. So... apparently Jake has a reputation. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly what it is yet, but we'll find out momentarily as we move forward to the game. Alright, so we need to go to the gym, which is where our last character is here.
Whoa! A new girl at school. Do you realize what destiny has brought you today? Yours truly, Hector Hulk Sanchez.
Hector Hulk Sanchez.
How did you know I was new here?
Hey, you're talking to the man, the #1 football player in the state of Florida. I know all the beautiful girls at Paseo Del Mar High. Are you kidding?
Who do you play for?
You are new around here. I play for the Manatees, one of the best teams in the state. I leave the others in the dirt, man. Soon it's college ball, and then the Miami Dolphins. Showtime!
He's definitely a jock.
One of the best teams in the state?
Haven't you been reading the papers? Paseo Del Mar High School has been Florida's #1 football team for the last 4 years. Is there anything else I can enlighten you on?
Not really.
I guess you'd have to be pretty tough to be #1.
Listen, sweetheart, to be the best, you gotta be aggressive and show them who's boss. Like the guy who killed Jake.
Oh, now that's terrible. But to change the subject,
Do you enjoy showing people who's boss?
I like winning if that's what you mean. I do my job out there on the field. My opponents are supposed to fear me.
Are all football players as aggressive as you are, Hulk?
You have to be aggressive to survive in this world. Jake just couldn't cut it, that's all.
How well did you know Jake Rogers?
I knew Jake, but I didn't hang out with him. Sorry, can't talk now. I gotta go to practice. Later.
alright, everyone has something to hide, and it has something to do with Jake. Now, we're looking at this poster here because this is going to be very, very important. Even though we can't interact with it. But, here's the thing. Hold on. Where am I going? Oh yeah, we need to go to Jake's locker. Why is that? It's because we don't have the code, and we need to figure out what code do we need to, I think I know, but I rather prefer to do this the right way, because every time when I do this, not so proper, it just ended no. Oh yeah, we need to go to the study just to talk to everyone about the locker. While at the same time, talk everyone about other people. Let's focus on Connie.
What's up, Nancy?
What do you know about Hulk Sanchez?
He's a big jock on campus. Never dated him or anything.
Do you know Hal Tanaka?
Not very well. He's an exchange student from Japan and a total workaholic. He told me he's trying to get a scholarship for college. Lately, he's looking really burnt out. I think the pressure is getting to him.
What pressure?
Hal is maxing out on course hours this year. He needs to prove himself if he's going to get a scholarship. If he doesn't get a scholarship, he'll have to go back to Japan. That would be a total disgrace for his family.
Also, if you want to hear the music and not with the commentary, I'll leave you a link of my Daily Motion playlist channel of Nancy Drew's Secrets Can Kill underneath the description down below. It will be much better, but this is a Let's Play just to show you all how to play this game or what you need to do in this game. So, let's focus on Connie's relationship with Daryl.
How well do you know Daryl Gray?
I wish I knew him better. He's the only guy I'd ever consider dating. He's student council president, holds a cool job at a diner called Maxine, and drives a Porsche 911.
So Connie did not knew Daryl well, but she considers the only guy that she decided to date.
Drives a Porsche and works at a diner? That doesn't compute.
Daryl's family was rich and used to throw major parties all the time, but not anymore.
Do you know the combination to Jake Rogers' locker?
Why would I have known the combination of that jerk's locker? Why are you asking so many questions, Nancy? You're not working for the police, are you? I gotta go now. Later.
Starting to get suspicious, so we gotta be very careful. However, it is very important to figure out the information that we need. And my stomach is bubbling, probably because I have to go to the restroom. I already ate. Alright, so let's talk to Hulk.
How's it going?
What can you tell me about Connie Watson?
She hangs out at the gym a lot. I heard she's been having a real tough time.
Why do you think she hangs out at the gym so much?
I don't know. She's a pretty good athlete, but never joined any of Paseo Del Mar's teams.
Why do you think she never joined any teams?
Not exactly sure.
Do you know Hal Tanaka?
That dude is always studying. He's a huge fan of mine. Real smart guy. But I never understood why a brain like Tanaka would hang out with slime like Jake Rogers.
Fan?
Tanaka never missed a game. That is, until he started hanging out with Jake.
Uh-oh.
Hal was a friend of Jake's?
Let's just say I saw them talking together a lot. Jake's locker was right next to Hal's. Now that I think of it, last time I saw them together, Hal seemed pretty upset.
What can you tell me about Daryl Gray?
He seems like a cool guy. His family used to sponsor the annual football awards dinner until last year. You know, he's the one who found Jake's body.
Interesting.
How could I get into Jake's locker?
I could tear the door off with my teeth, but it might be easier to just ask Hal Tanaka. His locker was right next to Jake's.
Bye.
I'm out of here.
Well, it looks like, we already knew that Daryl Gray was the one who found Jake's body. But now we need to go back to the study to talk to Hal about the code.
Hi, Nancy.
Which I already know what it is, but I'm not going to say anything.
Have you heard of Hulk Sanchez?
Heard of him? Hulk holds the conference record for quarterback sacks. He's been the state's #1 player since he was a freshman. He's also a candidate for a big university, even with his injury.
Uh-oh.
Injury?
Hulk got hurt a few weeks ago. Ever since that game, he hasn't played the same. I worry that his chances of playing for a top school are not as good as before his injury.
Uh-oh. Ugh. Starting to get a little sleepy, but I can't stop now.
Do you know Connie Watson?
Yes, we've been in a few classes together. I think she was dating Jake Rogers.
Interesting.
Connie told me you study too hard. Is that true?
Connie doesn't know my study habits. I can handle my studies.
Okay, suit yourself.
What can you tell me about Daryl Gray?
Daryl found Jake's body this morning. He's very popular, and a good politician, too. Just like his father.
Like his father?
Yes, Daryl's father is former U.S. Senator Eugene Gray. I hear he was a great politician, but not a very good businessman. I think his company went bankrupt a few years ago.
Do you know the combination to Jake Rogers' locker?
I'm sorry, Nancy. I can't help you with that.
You sure?
Hulk said your locker was right next to Jake's. Are you sure you don't know the combination?
I remember one day Jake was mad because he couldn't open his locker. He told me he wished I had a phone handy. Would that help?
Talk to you later.
Farewell, Nancy.
And I already knew the code. And for those of you who don't know what he's saying, the code has something to do with the phone number of Jake's. So, here it is. It is 5, 3. And you want to know how I know? It's because it spells Jake if you see like the letters underneath the numbers and stuff. Alright, we got a videotape, but oh no, it's empty. So we gotta find it. This could be very important. And what's this? An English essay. I wonder why this book is in Jake's locker. Who knows? But we got a magazine about judo today. And this is what you need to look after. Something to do with the masked lady. And I believe, see, the masked man returns, it's the person who won the, I believe, the trophy. And we have a newspaper here. And this one has something to do with the break-in at the local pharmacy. And then we gotta pick up this glass cutter. And that's it for Jake's locker. And what we're going to do next is that we're going to head back to the diner to talk to Daryl Gray. And we must do that before we focus on the school.
How can I help, my number one detective?
How well do you know Hulk Sanchez?
Well, I know the guy can scarf down half a dozen burgers at a time. He's the best linebacker ever to play for the Manatees. He also told me he's really psyched to play college ball next year.
Manatees?
Paseo Del Mar's high school football team. They're number one this year, all because of Hulk. He's their star.
College football?
Hulk's dream is to become a great college football star and then play for the Miami Dolphins. He lives and breathes football.
Do you know Connie Watson?
I've seen her around, but we've never had a class together. I don't think she's ever been to Maxine's.
Why do you think she's never been to the diner?
I'm not sure. She's very private about what she does after school.
What can you tell me about Hal Tanaka?
Well, for one thing, his name isn't really Hal. He uses Hal because his Japanese name is way hard to pronounce. He's an exchange student who's all study, no play. And he's obsessed with getting a college scholarship. Poor guy.
What's wrong with wanting a college scholarship?
I feel sorry for him because he's missing out on all the fun of high school. He needs to seriously chill.
Do you know why Jake had a video camera in his locker?
Well, Jake was a member of the film club. He was always messing around with video equipment.
Film club?
A former student donated some high-tech video equipment to the club. Jake was filming his own project.
Interesting.
Any idea what Jake's film project was about?
Not sure. I guess he was shooting a documentary, because I never saw him with a script or any actors.
That seems suspicious.
Hal, Connie, and Hulk didn't seem to like Jake very much. I think they all know something about Jake's death. I just don't know what.
If you only had something more solid. I know the police would take you more seriously, but be careful, Nancy. You're in this pretty deep. Things are starting to heat up.
Uh-oh, I wonder if that is a hint.
Why would Jake have an old English book in his locker?
Jake wasn't really what you'd call a scholar. I don't know why he'd have that book.
Was Jake interested in judo?
You're kidding, right? The only physical thing Jake did was to think up new ways to get other people to do his work for him.
What do you know about the break-in at the pharmacy?
Well, the police thought it was a prank at first because it didn't look like anything had been taken. Then the pharmacist found one particular drug missing. I think it was a steroid or something.
See you later.
Later, detective.
When he said things are starting to get heat up, I believe that is a hint. But I'm not going to say what it is yet, because right now we need to go back to the school. And there's a reason why. But first, I'm gonna have to save from school right now, because next time on this LP of Secrets Can Kill, the original, we're going to explore the teacher's lounge, or the teacher's office, whatever. And then we're going to go to the library and then talk to others about their situation. So until next time, thanks for watching.